when you want to participate, when I ask you to participate, make sure you go to the participants icon and you click on where it says raise hand, okay? So I can know who wants to participate, okay? Let's get started. When we have English classes, we usually start with a warm-up activity. Then we have, the warm-up activity is usually to change the switch and be able to understand and be able to change our mind on from Spanish to English, okay? Then we have grammar, reading combined with vocabulary, and then we have listening. Sometimes we have pronunciation, but usually the pronunciation, we see it throughout the whole class, okay? All of these areas are important when you're learning a new language because it's not just being able to speak it, it's also being able to read it, and it's also being able that when you speak it, everyone is going to understand. Okay, so let's get started. The first one is a warm-up activity, and today we have personal qualities. Remember, when we are growing up, we learn some of our qualities from our house, from our parents, or from our tutors. Then we learn from school. And some of them, we catch them on our own, sorry. So let's get started with this. I want to ask for a volunteer who wants to participate. Let me see. I am going to ask Karen Doren. Karen, are you there? Karen?
Hi.
Hi, Karen. How are you?
Hi. Fine.
Good to hear you, Karen. Okay, Karen, could you please read the instructions for this slide? And read the slide also, the table, please. Over here.
No understand.
You don't understand?
No.
Okay. ¿Podrías leer esto que está acá? Las instrucciones que tenemos acá.
Okay, pa.
Yo te ayudo, no te preocupes.
Okay.
Okay. How do we learn?
Yeah.
Them? How do we learn? Solo repetilo conmigo, Karen, para que los podamos. How do we learn?
How do we learn?
Each of these things.
Each of these things.
Very good. Mark. Your opinions.
Your opinions.
Then think. Repetilo conmigo. Then think.
Then think.
Of three. Other things. We learn. From. Our parents. From school. And. On our own.
Or our own.
Very good. Thank you, Karen. Thank you for participating.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to call on someone else who wants to participate to read the skills, and then we're going to answer these questions, okay? So I want to ask Aida Padilla. Are you there, Aida?
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Hi, good to hear you, Aida. How are you doing? Aida, could you please read what it says on the table over here, artistic appreciation and the rest of the skills?
Yes, sure. The first one is artistic appreciation.
Very good.
Communication skills, competitiveness. I don't know if I am pronounced that.
Yeah, it's a tough word. Competitiveness. It's a hard word. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Concern for others and cooperation.
Cooperation. Very good, Aida. Aida, I have a question. For artistic appreciation, do you think we learn that from our parents, from school, or on our own? What do you think?
It depends, because if my parents do something with art, maybe
right.
I can have this for them.
Okay.
But I think, in my opinion, I think for our oh my God, this word,
Don't worry, go ahead.
on our own
Very
is,
good, on our own, very good.
this one. In my
Excellent.
opinion.
Okay, good, that sounds good. Yes, these are personal opinions. This is not something that is like written somewhere, and artistic appreciation is from parents, from school. From your parents, you can catch it, like you said, Aida, if they appreciate art and they teach you that. From school, maybe you have a school teacher, art teacher, and she teaches you to have artistic, or he or she teaches you to have artistic appreciation, or maybe you just enjoy it and you like it on your own. So this is an opinion. Good. Aida, can you go with communication skills? Where do you think we learn that?
I think in this case for both, for my parents and for my school.
Good. Thank you, Aida. Okay, one more person who wants to participate. I'm going to call on Ruben. Ruben Marin. Are you there? Ruben?
Hi there, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
How are you? Okay,
Pretty good.
thank you. This word is tough for me also, competitiveness. Do you think we learn this from our parents, from school, or on our own? What do you think?
I think that we can learn that from school and actually on our own, because from school we're always trying to be at the top, and on our own, when we want to apply for a job, we're always competing.
Very good, excellent. Let's keep going to the other ones. Concern for others.
Oh, I think.
What do you think?
From school and from our parents as well, because our parents, when I was little, probably they taught me about that, and from school they teach us, many things that we couldn't have any idea about it if we hadn't gone to school.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Ruben. I appreciate your participation. Okay, now I'm going to ask for comprobantes electrónicos. Okay, are you there?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay. So for cooperation, where do you think we learn that? From school, from our parents, from school, or on our own?
Well, you can learn it either from school or from your parents, because in school you can interact with your classmates because they make you do activities and stuff. But if with your parents, you also have to interact with your family, maybe with siblings that maybe you don't like, but you have to cooperate with them, maybe for some work you have to do or something.
Yes.
But yeah, that's my opinion.
So you would say from parents, from school, and on our own, all three of them.
Yeah, I can also say on our own, because you have to learn by yourself that you need to cooperate with others in order to be able to do stuff in life.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for participating. Okay, so you're gonna ask me, why am I talking about these personal qualities when I'm supposed to be talking about tips for our interview? Well, when we have our interviews, sometimes we also need to show these sort of skills, that you have good communication skills, you are able to have a good conversation with someone, that you appreciate maybe something artistic, that you are also competitive, that you care for others. I like to think that at work, we also have a separate family, and we also become a family. Sometimes we spend more time with the people at work than our actual family. So sometimes we also need to have concern for others, and we need to cooperate when we're at work. So all of these qualities are important, and you can also show them in your interview. Let's continue. There is something called soft skills. And nowadays, we have soft skills, and these are some important soft skills that we have that everyone should try to have them. Okay, so communication, self-motivation, leadership, responsibility, good teamwork, problem solving, decisiveness, ability to work under pressure and time management, being able to be flexible, and being able to negotiate, and also have conflict, be able to have conflict resolution. All of these things are soft skills. We don't learn this at college. We don't learn this at school. This is not something they teach you in math, or they teach you in science, or they teach you in a class from university, right? These are some soft skills that we learn when we interact with other people. So all of these are important, and some companies are looking for these skills when they want to hire you, because maybe they can find 100 people who are good at math, but maybe you have that one quality that is going to fit into their company. And maybe that one quality that they want is someone who is good in communication, or someone who is self-motivated, or someone who has good time management. Nowadays, where most of us are working at home, we need to have good time management, right? Because we have families, and we have work, and we have school under one roof. So we have to be able to organize ourselves and organize our time to have good time management, sorry. And these are all important qualities. So we're gonna keep on moving. Well, I have a question, and I want you guys to write it in the chat. What do you think are some hard qualities? We have soft qualities, and now we have hard qualities. So I want you guys to tell me which are some hard qualities that we have. Let me see if someone can, who's gonna write it in the chat so I can see what you guys say. Communications. I guess communications, I would think communication is also a soft quality. Academic skills, very good. RB, Lenise, RB is saying like academic skills. Hard qualities is something that we learn at school, at university, leadership, accounting knowledge, very good. Technical and knowledge skills. For example, speaking another language is a hard skill because it's something that is taught, right? Something that you can improve, that you can learn. But being able to speak another language, but being self-motivated, having problem-solving skills, being flexible, you don't teach that, okay? Typing techniques, excellent, Excel knowledge, all of those are hard qualities. They're important. Hard skills, sorry, they're important, don't get me wrong, they're really important. But it's also important to be able to combine them with soft skills. Very good. Negotiation. I would say negotiation is a soft skill. Not everyone can negotiate a good deal. Okay, good. Let's continue. Here are some character traits, and I want to see who's going to participate. Let's see some volunteers. Raise your hand so I can know who to call. Okay, you guys are shy. Why don't you want to participate? I want to see more blue hands being able to participate.
Hi, Renee, we have Jennifer, Jalen, Glenn, Christopher,
yes,
Harry,
I
Carlos.
I saw them. Thank you. But so we only had 2, and now everyone wants to participate. Good. Okay, Lari. Lari, are you there?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello. Guys.
Hi, Lari. How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
Fine. Thank you for wanting to participate. Okay, Lari, could you please go ahead and read all of these traits, all of these sentences, actually. These are the traits. Could you go ahead and read the ones in the blue square?
I'm not able to see them.
You can't see them?
No, I can't see it. I just see the people.
Are you in your cell phone? Probably that's why.
Yeah, I'm in the cell phone. That's
okay. Maybe I think you have to move your screen, like when you pass the pictures.
Oh, yeah, I did it. I did it.
You did it? Okay.
What do you need me to read? The first sentence?
Yes. Go ahead and read the first 4 sentences. The first 4.
Okay. So Mike doesn't mind stress. In fact, it helps him to work better.
Go ahead,
Okay.
read the next one.
Julie is always sitting at her desk when everybody else arrives in the office.
Very good.
Third one, Julie wants to be chairman of his company one day.
Very
And
good.
the last one would be Dave hardly ever makes mistakes. He double checks all his calculations.
Very good. Thank you, Lari.
You're
Okay.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. So the next person who wants to participate, let me see. Christopher. Are you there, Christopher?
Yeah, I'm right here, teacher.
Okay. Good to see you, Christopher. Okay, Christopher, could you please go ahead and read the last two sentences?
Yeah. It says, Betty keeps making the same silly mistakes. For example, she often misspells clients' names in her emails.
Very good.
Carlo always supports his colleagues and accepts their advice. Yeah.
Very good, Christopher. Go ahead and also read the character traits that are in the green square, please.
Position A, able to work in team. B, able to work under pressure. C, ambitious. D, careful. E, careless. F, punctual.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for participating. Okay, now I am going to ask for another volunteer who wants to tell me which of these character traits are described in the sentences. So I am going to ask Fabricio. Fabricio, are you there? No? Okay. Daniela Gonzalez. Daniela, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, Daniela, how are you?
I'm good, and you, teacher?
I'm good. Daniela, for the first sentence, Mike doesn't mind stress. In fact, it helps him work better. Which one of these character traits would you choose?
I think option B.
Option B, able to work under pressure. I agree with you. I think it's option B also. Very good. And for the second sentence, I'm still with you, Daniela. It says, Julie is always sitting at her desk when everybody else arrives in the office. What do you think would be a good trait? What trait would describe what is saying in the first sentence? What do you think?
Maybe punctual?
Punctual? Yes, I think that's saying she's punctual. Very good. Yes. Excellent, Daniela. Thank you. Okay, let me see. I want to ask Ángel Barbosa. Are you there? Ángel Barbosa. Ángel, do you want to participate? Okay.
Yes, I want.
Yes? Okay. Go ahead, Ángel.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. For the third sentence, Julio wants to be a chairman of his company one day. What do you think is the quality that is described in this sentence? What do you think?
I think it's the C, ambitious.
Ambitious. Very good. I agree with you. I think it's ambitious also.
Yes.
Okay. And for the fourth sentence, Ángel, Dave hardly ever makes mistakes. He double checks all of his calculations. What do you think is that trait that is being described there?
I think it's the D, careful.
Careful. Very good. Yes. He's careful. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Ángel.
You're welcome.
Okay. And the last volunteer to participate, let me see. Let's ask Gisep. Gisep, I apologize if I pronounce your name wrong. Gisep.
Hello, teacher.
Hi, Giselle. How are you? Is that how you pronounce your name? Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah, teacher. My name is Giuseppe.
Giuseppe. ¿Así?
Yeah.
Giuseppe. Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
Giuseppe. Tell me, for the sentence, Betty keeps making the same silly mistakes. For example, she often misspells client's name in her emails. What do you think is the trait?
Okay, teacher. Let me see. I think that that answer is the
What do you think?
E.
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 Very good.
Yeah.
Careless. Very good. She's careless. And the last one, could you please do it?
Yeah, well, the A.
A. Very good. Carlo always supports his colleagues and accepts their advice. He's able to work in a team. So I have a question, and I want this to be answered in the chat. Do you guys think these are soft skills or hard skills? The traits that we are talking about right here. I want to know. What do you guys think? Let me read your results. Soft, very good, soft skills. Very good, soft skills. Awesome. Okay, yes, I agree. They're all soft skills. Very good. Let's continue. Now, reading comprehension. Reading is important because we need to speak a language, but we also need to be able to read a language and not just read it, understand what we are reading. So I'm going to ask for a volunteer to go ahead and read. And let me see, I am going to ask Pau. Pau, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Pau, how are you?
How are you?
Okay, Pau, could you please read number 1? These are things to never say these things in a job interview, okay? So
Okay.
Pau, could you please read number 1?
Yes, 1. If you don't know your potential salary, you shouldn't ask about it too early in the interview. If you do this, the interviewer will think you are only interested in money and nothing else. Employers want people who are a good match for the position that they are offering. Salary negotiation should wait till the end of the interviewer.
Very good, Pau. Very good. Yeah,
Thank you.
I would say if you don't know your potential salary, don't ask about it too early. It doesn't look good because then we come across, obviously salary is important, but then we come across as if that's the only thing we care about, and it doesn't speak really strong about us. So try to keep that to yourselves toward the end of the interview. Okay, next volunteer, I'm gonna ask, let me see, I am going to ask Asael. Asael, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Asael.
Hello.
How are you? Good to see
Hello.
you again. You've been in several of the webinars. It's good that you're back.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
good to see you too, also.
Good. Could you please read number 2 and number 3? Because number 2 is short. So go ahead and read 2 and 3.
Okay. Companies do not want to hire someone who doesn't have any confidence. If you are nervous, you should try not to show it.
Very good.
Number 3, if the interviewers ask about the weaknesses, you should not reply with standard response that sounds like hidden strange.
Hidden, like a hidden.
Hidden strange.
Very good.
Experience, interviewers know this trick. Instead, tell the employer about the real weakness, but weakness that isn't so important for the job.
Very good. Thank you, Asad. Okay,
You're welcome.
what does it mean that we should not reply with a standard response that sounds like a hidden strength? Like, for example, if I say, my weakness is that I like to always be right about my decisions. But this is something good because this makes me a confident person about the decisions I make. Don't say that. Okay? Don't say that. Don't make your weaknesses have a standard response that then you're gonna make it sound as if it's a hidden strength, okay? Just say a weakness. Be honest about it, but maybe don't make it a weakness that is important for the job, that isn't so important for the job, okay? Good, let's continue. Someone in the chat was asking, let me see. I saw someone asking, but soft skills are my strongest skills. That's not bad. Having soft skills be your strongest skills, I think that's actually good because you can teach someone to be good in Excel. You can teach someone to be good in speaking English, or maybe you can teach someone to be good at doing marketing and doing all these campaigns, but maybe you can't teach someone to be compassionate or to have time management skills or to have good negotiation skills. So that's not bad. I don't think that's bad. Yes, and someone also said weaknesses, debilidades. It's the same thing. Good. Linda colección de tazas, profe. Thank you. Okay, let's continue to the next slide. Number 4. I want another volunteer. Let me see. I have iPhone de minor. Are you there? Minor? No? You're not there? Okay.
Renee, I think I saw KB asking to participate
okay.
a minute ago, so I
okay, KB,
he or
go
she,
ahead.
so KB, I'm not sure.
Thank you. KB, go ahead. Are you there? KB?
I will let minor speak.
Okay, thank you, KB, for giving you a chance to minor, but minor, I don't know, he's not responding. Let's give the chance to someone else. David Paje. David Paje. Are you there?
Yes.
Yes? Hi, David, how are you?
Fine.
Good to hear you. Okay, David, could you please read number 4?
Okay. Don't mention how much you like some of the company benefits, such as a free snack. The interview will think that you don't care about the success of the company.
Very good. Excellent. Obviously, companies' benefits are awesome, and there's always a plus for that. But don't mention it in your interview. Don't say, I'm applying here because there's good benefits, okay? Try not to say that. Okay, now I want a volunteer to read 5 and 6 because 5 is really short. So I want someone to read both of those. I am going to ask Guillermo. Guillermo Murcia. Guillermo, you there? Guillermo? Hi, Guillermo.
Perdón.
There we go.
Yeah. Which one?
5 and 6. Can you please read 5 and 6?
Okay. Try not to show that you are desperate for the job. Desperation is a sign of weakness.
It's a sign. It's a sign.
It's a sign. Okay. Never criticize.
Criticar. Never criticize.
Okay. Never criticize a former boss or company. It's not classy.
Mm-hmm.
And it will make you sound negative.
Very good. Thank you, Guillermo. Okay, I like these too. Number 6, don't criticize your former boss or company. It doesn't look good because then the interviewer will think when if this person doesn't keep working here, he's also going to criticize us. So it's not good. Don't do that in your interviews. And number 7, let me see. I'm going to ask someone else to read it. I'm going to ask Luis Daniel Quesada. Luis Daniel, have I? Yo ya te había llamado. Luis Daniel.
Here. Hi, I'm here.
Hi, Luis Daniel. Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead and read number 7, please.
Okay, just give me a second, please. When the interviewer asks if you have any questions, don't say no. This makes that you look unprepared for the interview, not interested in the job company.
Very good. When the interviewer asks you if you don't have a question, don't say no. We always have questions. There's always a question to ask. Okay, and also make sure you do your research before you go in an interview. Make sure you know what the company you are applying to is about, okay? Do your research beforehand. Before we go to the grammar, I wanted to add something that is not in those skills, and it's something that you should do before we go to an interview, and is go online, and there are a lot of common questions for the interview, and practice. Practice what you're going to say, especially if it's in English and English is not your first language. Go ahead and practice it. How are you going to practice it? In front of a mirror. Go into the bathroom, lock yourselves in the bathroom, and practice it. And be comfortable with what you want to say. A very common question is, for example, tell me a little bit about yourself, okay? So go to the bathroom and practice about what are you going to tell about yourself? Are you going to talk about your personal life, about your professional life? Are you going to talk about your studies? What are you going to say? But make sure you feel comfortable about it and practice it. In front of the mirror, don't be embarrassed. If you're embarrassed, somebody is going to see you and hear you. Lock yourselves in the bathroom and do it on your own, okay?
Renee, I have a question. I'm seeing Johan is asking, what would be a good question in that case, you know, when we have to ask a question to the interviewer. So what would be a question, you know, other than what about the salary and all that kind of stuff, or benefits or something like that. And Carolina is telling us, I hate that question. I hate that question.
I don't like that question either.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, kind of weird. But I think personal life is, it could be. But I think what Johan is asking is really good, you know, because
It's
normally we prepare to answer questions, but not to ask questions. So
we ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. What could be a good question that you can ask if they tell you in an interview, do you have a question? Let me see. I would say probably ask them, what are their expectations toward you? What do they expect of you? Maybe that could be a good question you can ask. Or you can also say, what are the company's future plans? So that I can also, so that I know what the company's future plans are. But I would go with asking, what are the company's expectations toward me? What does the company want from me? That could be a good question. And you will have a lot of feedback for yourself. Maybe if they mention something that you don't know yet, maybe you can work on it and learn it. Okay, good. Let's continue to the grammar. The grammar part here, I chose gerunds and short responses. Why did I choose gerunds? Because maybe they can ask you, what do you like doing? What are your hobbies? Maybe those could be some questions that they ask you. So this is a way of responding correctly. So I'm gonna read them. In affirmative statements with gerunds, I like traveling. They can ask you, what are your hobbies? What is something you like? You can say, I like traveling. And maybe your interviewer would say, so do I. Or, oh, I don't like traveling so much. Okay? I hate working on weekends. Maybe this could be something you don't say straight away. I hate working on weekends. Maybe your interviewer would say, so do I. We don't work on weekends in this company. Or maybe they can say, really? I like it. I like working on weekends. You can also say, which is a very good quality that lots of us should have, I'm good at using computers. That could be also. All of these are gerunds, just so you know. Traveling, working, using. Gerunds is a verb. I'm gonna write it because you're not gonna understand. Okay, it's a verb. Gerunds are a verb plus ing. That's what a gerund is. Okay, Then we have negative statements with gerunds, and I say, I don't mind working long hours. You can also say that. Why is it negative statements? Not that what you're saying is negative. It becomes a negative statement because it has the not, okay? I don't mind working long hours. Your interviewer can say, neither do I, or well, I do. I'm not good at selling. That is also, I think that's something good that we should be honest when we go into an interview. If sales are not your area, you should say that. Be honest also. I can't stand making mistakes. That will probably let them know that you're being honest also. Very good. Let's continue. Let me check what you guys are writing to me.
Renee, we have a question from
Yes.
Jose Alexander. What is the time to ask about the benefits of the company at the end of the interview, or is better to wait at the end of the recruitment process, trusting in the possibility to be hired? That's a tricky one.
That's a tricky one. Jose Alexander, I think it would be, I think the best, the best time to ask this would probably be at the end of the recruitment process. Usually, if it's a big company, you would usually know the benefits because they usually announce these benefits and they mention them in their when they are trying to recruit people. But if they don't mention it, I would say probably at the end. I would say at the end. I think it's the most safe way to go at the end. Again, if it's a big company, usually companies mention their benefits. So maybe that would work. Good. Let's continue. Let me see. Okay, so with gerunds, here is just a little bit of knowledge about gerunds. Gerunds can be the subject of the sentence. For example, I can say, computing saves a lot of money. These are just tips, guys, that you can use when you're speaking. Since this is an advanced English, gerunds and these, how you can use gerunds is advanced grammar also. So that's why. Gerunds can be the object of the sentence. I find washing up really relaxing. I like living by the ocean. Those are some examples. Gerunds after prepositions. Prepositions are about, of. Those are gerunds. She is crazy about shopping. They're afraid of losing the match. Those are still we're using gerunds. Many phrases expressing likes and dislikes are followed by a gerund. Here, if you say, I like buying clothes, okay? When we use the like or the dislike, there is a gerund next to it. So for example, I don't like buying clothes. We have the like, and then we have the gerund. This is something that maybe you would probably use in your presentation. Good. Very good. Let's keep on working. Let me erase this and let's keep going. How are we on time? Okay, and the last part, listening. When we are working, when we are in an interview, we also have to learn to listen and learn to know when we are going to speak. My advice is to be able to wait for the person, for the interviewer to lead the interview. Don't be too excited. Don't interrupt them when they're talking. Let them give you the chance to speak, okay? So also listening is important, being able to understand what they're saying. Maybe your interviewer will not be, maybe your interviewer will speak with a different accent, or maybe your interviewer will be from England or be from Australia, or even in the United States, there are different accents. How can you practice listening? You can, for me, how we say in Spanish, la prueba de fuego, is when we listen to the news in English. Try it. Listen to the news in English, because when someone is giving the news, they speak really quickly. And that is probably how you can test how are your listening skills. If you don't understand what the news person, what the news anchor is saying, go ahead and practice your listening skills by speaking, by listening to English music, by watching movies in English, watching series in English, okay? So here we have an audio. I want you guys to pay attention to it, and then we're gonna respond to it, okay? So let's hear it. Let me see, I'm gonna share. Okay, there we go.
Good morning, Miss Badura. Please have a seat.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Could you tell me who you work for at the moment?
Yes, I'm working for KP Lewis.
How long have you been working for them?
I've been working for KP Lewis for the past 3 years.
And how long have you been working in the accounting department?
I've been working in accounts for the past 8 months.
And why are you leaving your job?
Well, to be honest, I feel that I cannot use all my skills in my current job, and the position that you offer looked like an excellent match for me.
You know this job requires a lot of travel. Is that a problem for you?
No, that's not a problem. In fact, I really enjoy traveling, and I don't have a family to look after, so it's fine.
Have you had any experience in sales?
Yes. As you can see from my CV, I worked part-time as a representative for a language school. They were offering summer language courses, and I had to visit different agencies.
That's interesting. How successful were you?
Well, the school I worked for managed to increase registrations as a result of my collaboration.
Very interesting. So, what are your goals for the future?
Well, in the short term, I want to develop my sales skills and gain more experience in selling. In the long term, I would like to obtain a high position in a growing company like yours.
And tell me, what is your greatest weakness?
Well, I admit, I tend to wait until the last minute to make appointments. But I'm getting better at this, and I've recently realized that scheduling in advance makes more sense.
How do you cope with pressure?
Actually, I work quite well under pressure. I find it very motivating, and it helps me focus on what I have to do.
Very good. So yeah, I was seeing the chat, and yes, that is a British accent. I chose that on purpose because sometimes we don't always understand the British accent. Sometimes they pronounce things differently. It's good to practice hearing them, right? Let's check these answers. I wanna volunteer who heard the whole audio, and I want you to tell me which of these questions the interviewer asked. Okay, so I am going to ask, let me see. Who wants to participate? I want to ask Lenice. No sé si así pronuncia. Lenice.
Renee, before you allow Lenice to participate, just one quick question before we move on. Oh, actually, it's Lenice the one that is asking. So
Yes.
Don't worry. Go ahead.
Yes, actually the question was how can or where can I practice listening to different accents?
Okay, that's a good question. I would say, Lenice, is that how you pronounce your name? Lenice?
Yes,
okay.
Lenice.
Okay, Lenice, I would say practice maybe in TV shows. There are a lot of series now that have an English accent. And when you watch those shows, if you have the option to put the subtitles in English,
yes.
That is a very good trick you can do. Go ahead and try to do the, and listen to the accent, try to speak it. Also try to listen to the news. Sometimes we have the opportunity to do the news in English. So that is a good option also. That is a good option. But I would say mainly in like series.
Okay.
TV
It's because
series.
some of the Netflix series, most of them are like American accents and not like the British or maybe an Irish accent that is so complicated.
There are some. I can't think of one right now. I can't think of a series, but I know there are a lot of series that have British accents. You can also look in YouTube if you want, and look for that. That also works. You can also look for online. For example, you can put British accents and you can look for it. But I would recommend better series and movies that have that accent, because sometimes the vocabulary they use in a series, it's the normal vocabulary that they would probably use in everyday life, and they speak really quickly, and that would help you. So yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, good.
I'll try that.
Good. Lenise, do you want to go ahead and do this activity with me?
Sure. I listened to the audio, but I think that I forgot some of the questions, but I will try to do it.
Don't worry. Well, don't worry. Go ahead. Which one? How do you describe yourself? Was that a question that was asked?
I think I don't remember well. I know that the second one was one that he.
Could you tell me who you work for at the moment?
Yes, that he asked, and the third one as well. How long have you been working for?
Very good. How long have you been working for? Okay, good, Lenise. Thank you. Okay, let's see. A ver, like the word comfortable has different pronunciations. Yes. For example, in some countries they say, for example, mom. In the States they say mom, and sometimes in England they say mum, and it's the same thing, and they even spell it differently. Just different ways, different accents. We have different accents in Spanish also. Mexico speaks a different way. Argentina speaks in a different way. Colombia has their accent. Nicaragua has their accent. Costa Rica has their accent. We even use different words sometimes to describe the same thing. It happens the same in English. Okay, let me see. Who wants to participate and do this activity? Who wants to keep on going this activity with me? I am going to ask Carolina. Carolina, you there? Carolina? No? Okay. Let's continue with Shirley. Shirley, ¿estás por ahí?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Shirley. Will you want to tell me which of these questions were asked in the interview?
Why are you leaving your job?
Why are you leaving your job? Help me, guys, because I can forget some of the questions they asked a lot. I think they asked that one. Why are you leaving your job? Yes. Go ahead. What else?
Okay. You know, this job requires a lot of travel. Is that a problem for you?
Very good. That is a very common question, actually. This job requires a lot of travel. Is that a problem for you? Be honest. Be honest. Here, my advice is to be honest. If traveling is a problem, maybe that job isn't for you. Because here we have to be honest. Okay, go ahead. Which one? What other questions did they ask?
What is your greatest weakness?
What is your greatest weakness? Good. Did you guys notice that when she answered this question, she said, I'm not good at doing appointments, but I'm getting better. She didn't make it into a strength. She didn't say, I'm not good at making appointments, but I have a good memory and that is going to be good for my job. She didn't say that. She said, I'm getting better. Okay. Good. Anyone else? Any other question? Shirley?
I don't know if I am okay, but what are your goals for the future? I don't know.
I don't remember that one. I don't know. Who can help me? Let's see. Someone write it in the chat. I don't remember if they asked that one. Goals. Yeah, they asked that one? Okay. Let's write it. Let's put it. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. What are your goals? And also, I do remember, how do you cope with pressure?
Yeah.
That is a good question. How do you cope with pressure? What do you work on? How do you do when you are pressured? Okay, good. Okay, so well, this is the end. If you don't have any more questions, guys, don't leave. We have more information.